You may have noticed over the last month or so that there's been an uptick in the amount of man coverage that people are playing in head-to-head Madden. And the reason for that, I would guess, would be that the Last Chance Qualifier and the Madden Bowl are both played on All Madden, where man-to-man coverage is admittedly better than it is on All Pro. But at those two events, we saw the emergence of a formation that was considered off meta at the time. And over the last week or two, we've actually seen it become very, very meta. And the reason for that is that it has a glitch against man coverage.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And kind of to a degree, some zone match coverages. What is that particular formation and play that you need to be prepared for? Find out on the other side of the intro. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Dan for the Zan Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the Madden 22 version of the no assignment glitch. Now, believe it or not, this glitch is not new to Madden in terms of the way it has been in the legacy coding, as it pertains to specifically some of the stretch RPO plays. If we were to go back to Madden 20, and in particular the Oakland Raiders tour.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You guys might remember that the strong H wing had a stretch alert lookie where the fullback could not be manned up. And a lot of players would go ahead and come out in that to make it impossible to run man-to-man against. Now enter the Madden 22 version out of the Singleback Bunch tight end, Stretch Alert Bubble. This play is found in 3 offensive playbooks: the Cincinnati Bengals, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New York Jets. If you guys come up against this formation, you need to be prepared for the fact that there is a man-to-man glitch that also does kind of impact some match coverage rules as well. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly how to know if your opponent is running this glitch against you, because it can be confusing if you guys do play a little bit of man cover 1 or try to mix in some cover 0 blitzes. So first, let me show you a regular play out of the Singleback Bunch tight end. I'm going to call cross drag. And on defense, it doesn't matter when I'm in because the tell is in the running back stance. If you notice right here, Joe Mixon has a traditional running back stance. His feet are basically at shoulder width apart, a little bit wider. His hands are on his thighs. If I call the Stretch Alert Bubble, which is the play that this glitch is centered around, what you're going to notice is that Joe Mixon now lines up in a wide receiver stance with his feet staggered one in front of the other and his hands hanging down next to his hips but not touching his thighs. If you see the running back in this alignment, this is the play that the glitch occurs in, because if you are playing a man-to-man coverage against this particular play, the man that should be manned up on the running back will end up either having a spy or a no assignment. So I'm going to show you right here. Obviously, you saw Reader was in a spy. If I were to audible into like mid blitz, for instance, now all of a sudden Reader's on a blitz assignment, you'll notice that the player that should be manned up is now in a spy right here. So this is very, very problematic for this play, because what players will now do out of this is if they suspect that you're in any type of man-based coverage, they're likely to audible out to a different play and put the running back on something that is going to be wide open. Now, if they do that,
He said it!
that you're going to be able to tell, because the running back is going to put his hands back on his thighs. Again, that's just a little bit of a visual tell that will alert you, hey, whoever's on the running back is not going to have an assignment here. So if you are in fact in a man-to-man coverage, your ideal user candidate now has no assignment. This is Fuller. So what you're going to do when this ball is snapped is make sure that you're out there to guard that route, because 9 out of 10 players that do this are going to look to spam the ball to the running back right away because there's nobody on him. It could be a simple hike throw behind the line. Some players might want to load up and chuck the ball deep down the sideline. Again, it's going to differ from opponent to opponent, but when you see this wide receiver stance out of the running back, be prepared for the fact that they're going to audible out and put him on something that could attack deep or in the flat, maybe even both, like a wheel. Again, if you see right here, I snap this ball, I can basically get him vertical out of the backfield like this and pick up a huge chunk of yards. Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just the low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. GridironGamePlans.gg. Now back to the video. So this is something that is obviously pretty problematic for the game. And this also impacts audibling out, not just within the Singleback Bunch tight end. If I'm in man-to-man coverage and my opponent audibles out of this formation into literally anything else in their playbook, the running back will still be a glitch against man-to-man. So you see right here, I audible into something very, very meta, like the bunch. And you're gonna see right here that if I snap the ball, the guy that is on the running back still does not guard him, and it ends up being a huge chunk of yardage. Now, again, I'm not doing this to spread a glitch. Naturally, that will be part of the splash damage of doing content on YouTube that explains how this works. But my hope is that you guys can see the visual tells in this. Again, if this player lines up like a wide receiver in the backfield, you have to be prepared for this. Now, what is really, really odd about this is that this also kind of plays some goofy rules against match coverage. Let me show you exactly what I mean here. So if I were to come out in 4 verticals, which is what I just audibled into the bunch for, and I were to call a true match coverage against this particular route combo with the running back on a wheel, we would get the behaviors of the match coverage that are known as solo check. And what that is that if you have bunch, you're going to end up with this wide receiver, Jamar Chase, being played literally man-to-man by Williams, no matter where he goes. And then the pink zone, also known as a quarter flat in this coverage, is basically locked onto the running back in a man-to-man assignment. Let me go ahead and show you that by putting Jamar Chase on a smoke route and then putting the running back on a wheel route to prove this. You're going to end up with the outside corner jumping down on the smoke, and the pink zone will match him man-to-man on the wheel all the way down the sideline. And again, that is on the backside known as a solo check. Again, if you guys struggle with match principles and want to know more about how this coverage works against different meta formations, you guys can find out everything you need to know about match coverage on my strategy website, GridironGamePlans.gg. But let's talk about what happens to the solo check when you audible into this particular play from the glitched out Stretch Alert Bubble. So this time I'm going to go back into this play and I am going to call Stretch Alert Bubble. And let's say that I call match, because a lot of people think this is just a man-to-man glitch in general. If I call match against this, what you'll end up noticing is that once I audible into this play, again, verticals, if I were to go ahead and put Jamar Chase on, let's just put him on a streak right there, you're going to see that, again, actually, I'll just, for the sake of consistency, put Chase on this smoke. So the same route combo, you would expect the Williams solo check on Jamar Chase's smoke, and you would expect this quarter flat to match the wheel. And that actually is not going to occur on this. So I snap this football, and you're going to see here that he runs right behind the purple zone and there's no matching principles. So you don't end up with any man-to-man matching principles on the running back's route when you're playing match, which is pretty brutal. Again, if you're in man, you have to know who's on the running back and you have to play his assignment. If you're in match and they audible to something where there's a solo check on the running back, you need to make sure that you're guarding the running back on that as well. You kind of factor in that the running back is the most important player on the field in competitive Madden this year from a passing standpoint due to the checkdown prowess that exists in this game. It could be a real problem for you. So what do you really do with this? The answer is really zone. You're going to have to play zone. And what's kind of weird about that is you still will sometimes notice that the zone coverage is a little bit aloof to the presence of the running back, period, on this. Again, the game just does not view him as a guy that is going to run a route. I'm not saying that they won't kind of like try to guard some things, but as you can kind of imagine here, the wheel route to the running back is super popular. You're going to end up with route combos like this all day long. And traditionally, we've talked about it here on this channel, that vertical hook that is shaded down is typically one of the better assignments for defending running back wheel routes. And again, you might see some reactions to this where they just don't know that route exists. Right there, he did a pretty solid job. And again, zone is going to be the best bet for you. But as it pertains to some of these purple zones and pink zones that tend to match these running back routes as they turn up vertically out of the backfield, those rules are not going to exist in those particular assignments. So you have to be prepared for that. And again, I strongly urge you guys to pay really, really big attention to the running back stance. If they audible out of this particular play into literally anything else, whether it be a different formation or a different play within this formation, the running back will once again put his hands back on his thighs. The one thing you do have to be prepared for is potentially a quick snap. So if I were to audible into cross drag and then put the running back on a route and then quick snap it, there is a chance that you wouldn't see that, situation where, again, you see right there against match, he ends up being wide open down the field because nobody knows to match him vertically. So if somebody does quick snap you, you can be in trouble. So again, I would just strongly, whenever you're facing this formation and you see this stance out of the huddle, just know right away that whoever is responsible for the running back, if he runs a route, that's who you need to be using, because there is still a quick moment in time where they could go ahead and put him on a route after an audible and snap the ball. And you see that there's nobody playing him deep down the field on this. This is pretty bad for man coverage, pretty bad for match coverage. You're going to have to play some zone, and you're not going to want to play any zone coverages where a purple zone might have to turn and run with him, because there is no vertical matching principles, because they don't consider that a real route on the field. I know it's bizarre, but that's the way it is. You guys need to watch out for it. If you guys want more content like this, head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Make sure you guys are subscribed here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. We upload content Monday through Friday in the late morning to early afternoon, helping you guys improve at the game. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next one. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.